go. Here we 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 go.
Welcome back to Salute, as we salute the men and women who wore and are still wearing the U.S. military uniform. I am, of course, Joe Ugly.
I'm Shakiria.
And father and daughter team, and we're veterans.
All right, let's start with a thread. Last episode we listen and we don't judge military edition, and you guys really love that, so I figured we'll throw in another one to see how, and I think this one's pretty funny, so I think you'll enjoy it as well.
Okay.
All right, so this thread is called, I think VA doctors are stepping out of the room to Google stuff.
Oh, my God.
Right, so,
wow.
First comment is, it says, I went in for pain in my arm. They insisted on doing x-rays, and I kept telling them it was a muscular, not bone issue. I went to a specialist and had a torn tendon. VA doctor never once noticed, and told me to do an MRI and never listened to me.
So, that is so common with
the VA.
Some of them, yeah,
They just...
Some of them, well, I'm going to put it this way. I've been fortunate, but I hear the stories.
Right.
I hear the stories over and over, and I don't know, maybe it's because of this thing that we do. Nobody wants their name to be called.
Right.
Because I'm Joe Ugly for a reason. Give me a reason to get ugly, and goddamn, I'm going to do it.
He gives the doctors at the VA hell, which
yeah,
everybody else should do because it works.
Absolutely. Listen, the thing is, I don't have to give them hell because I go in with letting them know, this is my issue. Here's what symptoms I'm having.
Right.
And I need you to respect what I'm telling you.
As you should.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's a line that I use across the board.
I know. It's sad that you have to tell a doctor that, but sometimes you do.
But even in the private sector.
It does happen.
Yeah.
Like, this is not just VA now.
No, we're just making fun because this is what we
go
cover.
to the VA, right?
We go to the VA. But this is a military-based show.
Right.
So, we're going to talk about
VA stuff.
Versus the private sector,
Right.
where those guys.
God knows.
No, I'm going to tell you. I was having this discussion recently with someone, and I can tell you, I get better health services at the VA than I did in the private sector.
Right.
I found out I had stuff wrong with me than I did in the private sector. If I did, it was no emphasis on more follow-up in regards to it. And it could be because I have a damn good primary care.
That makes a difference. If your primary care is not, it makes a big difference. I need to get a new one, but
let me introduce you to my primary care.
All right, let's continue the thread.
Joe, I don't need this. No. I doubt she'll say that. But
all right, let's go to the next one. This guy said, my doc had a language barrier that I had to speak to her through a Google Translate. Hardcore Russian lady. Someone else said, they're reading pre-canned internal scripts they've written on how to keep you from getting compensation for whatever ailment you're seeking from them.
Yep.
Jesus.
That one sounds so true.
Right? Oh, my God. This one said, they told me during a VA checkup that I had blood clots in my lungs. I was there for 2 hours for tests, and all of them told me, oh, you're fine. You can go home now.
That happens in... that's another one that goes on in civilian life as well. Out in community, you go to the ER, you got an open wound. Like, we have 6 bandages we can put on that. Just give them 3 Band-Aids. They're real expensive this month.
I know. Oh, man. This is the last one, but this one is in VA, but I had to read it because it was hilarious. Someone said, it reminds me of my second deployment when I smacked my arm off on some razor wire, and the doc and my corpsman said, the doc and my corpsman Googled how to tie stitches right in front of me. All right, that was it. But
well, if you're out there and you don't know.
The docs in the military and corpsmen just don't. Sorry, they're worse than the VA doctors because I think so. Like,
well, they're practicing. They're fresh off the block.
They're exactly. So a lot of them come with very little experience, and it's like for them, it's like they'll probably pass out. Give them a shot. They're looking for simple ways.
Whoa, you want plastics? No, plastic surgery in the field.
Slap a bandage on that.
How do I tie this?
He luckily had signal to Google it.
Really?
But hey, that's just what we deal with, man. Honestly,
Yeah.
I don't even know, because I know for like nurses and stuff, like if you're a nurse, and it doesn't qualify outside. You can't come out and be a nurse. So that automatically tells me.
Whoa. Pause. Skirt. Break up. You can't come out the military and automatically be a nurse.
If you are like a CNA or whatever, if that's your job in the military, the people who work at the medical centers, I asked one of them, like, oh, you're gonna get out, we're talking about getting out. Yeah, I'm gonna go work as a whatever. He said, no, that my qualifications in the military does not translate to being a nurse or whatever in the civil. I've also had a dental assistant told me that they have to further go to school. So which means the military's education was either short and crammed, so it does not translate to real world experiences per se.
But there's a problem. But they let doctors?
I don't think doctors. I think like
okay.
official doctors, you become a doctor. You have to go to school because those are officers, so they go to school for it. But when I'm talking about like dental assistants, the techs and all that, no, it does not translate.
No,
which is
people's
crazy.
lives, so don't let them just transition into the civilian world and say, hey, you know what? Go for it. No.
Malpractice out there. Oh my God.
My goodness.
I do want to preface this in saying, yes, we make fun of the VA because the comments are mixed between good and bad. Everybody's saying it is the same way in the private sector. I've had doctors Google in front of me. At the same time, I've had to have it multiple times.
And you stayed there?
Here's the thing. It's like dermatology and stuff like that, right? And in the VA, in our VA, a lot of them are Yaleys coming for experience. They don't have any experience. Yeah. So in that sense, I'm like, I would rather you Google it than to give me some wrong shit. Personally, just double check, because they're not gonna remember everything from med school. I mean, they're just in their residency, most of them at the VA, our VA. So, I guess double check.
I remember I went for a procedure, and the doctor was in his residency, and I was like, listen, how long you been doing this? This guy looked me dead in my face and told me, 2 weeks.
Oh, God.
I'm like, okay, this is not going to work. He goes, I'm kidding. Let's stop pulling off the little paper rope. They're like, oh, no, it's okay.
Oh, my God. No, I couldn't take that joke. I do want to preference, all VAs have their problems. And like I said, these are jokes. In the comments, you guys can read them for yourself. There's a mix of both, good and bad. Some people say, I've never had any issues. My primary care is great. But there's going to be a follow-up to why I chose this specific thread coming up in formation anyways.
Cool.
All right.
Can I just touch on something before we get going? We just went through the Christmas holidays.
Right, yep. Mm-hmm.
How was yours? You were at my house for Christmas, so I'm not going to ask you how was yours.
Yeah.
But did you enjoy the holidays?
Yeah, I had a good time for the holidays. I mean, my whole thing was to not cook, be in the kitchen all day. You knew that. Which last year we were in the kitchen all day, so we had a plan to cook early. Right. So we ended up to actually enjoy.
But your mom, she loves it.
My mom needed to be steaming ready. And I'm like, if you need it to be steaming ready, you're going to be in here cooking all day. But that's what brings her happy. That's not what brings me happiness all the way. I love to cook and I like it fresh. It brings
her temporary happiness because then she's like, I've been on my feet
all day. Exactly. And then she doesn't actually get to enjoy Christmas. Right. And it's a whole thing. But this year we were planned. I told her next year we need to cater.
That's a good idea.
And maybe not cater everything, but like the big meals. You know what I mean? We could do the size easily.
Did you get what you wanted for the holidays? Were you satisfied with what you got?
To a certain extent. I think I got a lot of stuff I did want, but a lot of the obvious things that I thought I was going to get, I did not, to be fair. Like a lot of the more obvious, which I said, I would prefer this and this. But I'm still happy that I got a lot of gifts anyways. I'm being honest.
Okay. And that's fair. Now, the reason why I'm laughing is because I told the family, I said, all I want for Christmas are gift certificates to Lowe's.
Very simple, man.
And Oh, no. People had their little attitude. Oh, I'm going to get him this anyway. No. I know what I said. What annoys me with Christmas is people who feel that they have to get you what they want to get you.
Get you, right, yeah.
That annoys me more than anything else. Then why are we in this gift-giving thing?
Thing.
Because then you don't care about what I want or what I need.
Yeah.
You care about how you're going to feel about giving me something.
Right.
So when I said, and by the way, I'm going to thank you. I'm going to thank your guy. You guys did me right.
We gave you what you wanted.
Exactly. I mean, you don't even got to gift wrap it. You just sling it across the room like a frisbee to me. It's easy.
It is. You know what? I was talking to the producer and we were saying like, maybe he was onto something with the gift cards because you get to then buy what you actually want.
Well, exactly.
But we did create a list for you to put what you do want.
Right.
So that's because Christmas is like your birthday. It was just it's just gift cards. There's no unwrapping. There was no.
But didn't it work though?
It worked because you're happy and that's fine. But I'm just saying
You want the unwrapping?
I like
I'll
the
make sure I
mix.
wrap the gift card. I don't get it, people. I just don't get it.
I just think Christmas, the wrapping, all of that makes it Christmas. If everybody get a gift card, it's just boring. Like, yes,
well,
it works.
you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get like if you want a Ralph Lauren sweater, for
Right.
example, I'm gonna get a Ralph Lauren gift card and put it in a big sweater box. You go through all the emotion of unwrapping. What is this? Your sweater to be.
But you could do a sweater and a gift card. Because what I was supposed to get you something to put your gift card in, it just didn't come on time.
Good.
That's
I'm
all
glad.
it is. But that's
There's
the whole
no
point.
need for it.
It's like, you know how they'll give you like those
It's too
holiday.
much. It's too
whatever.
much.
I don't need he doesn't even like Christmas.
I love Christmas, by the way.
You know how the Grinch comes around the last second of Christmas? That's him. Oh, my Christmas spirit, 2 minutes before the time. Man, he does not like
That's
Christmas.
part of my playoff, people. That's part of my playoff. So let me just clarify this. Christmas is coming. I went way back in the end of October, early November. When did we put out the list? By the way, first of all, let me explain what we do in the family. We do what they call Secret Santa. And everyone picks a name, and that's the person that you buy a gift for. If you have a significant other in the group, well, you might get them a little something extra. So what transpired is that we picked the names when?
Like November, I think.
The beginning of November.
Yeah.
I think about 4 days after, I made my holy pilgrimage to the outlet. And I grabbed that because I know come around Christmas, I'm not going to be in the mood. I'm going to be fully engaged.
It's too chaotic. I learned my lesson.
So I got that way, and I stashed it. And, you got to understand, your mom's all over the house. She's going all over, ding, ding, ding. And she's missearched for stuff that she ain't supposed to be searching.
Yeah.
She's there. She come up there, and she's like, where did he stash it? So I had to have like a very creative stash, which was right in your face,
Right.
but well hidden.
You did a good job because I wouldn't even think to look there either.
Right. So that's where it was. And so, and the thing about it is that I have this one cabinet that I know that gives you have to know the manual combination, if you may, and how to open it. And I knew she didn't know how to.
Right. And she wouldn't even be bothered.
No.
She'd just say, can't be
I know she walked away from that cabinet many times. So I need to stash it there. So anyway, that's what I did. And I was able to get that stuff way out. And I was in the Christmas spirit long. So I pretended this Grinch stuff. And then what was the funniest?
Christmas spirit.
One of the funniest things was this one thought I had her name.
I didn't know. I knew you did
called
it.
her. You thought, well, maybe. Because I called her and said, what do you want? I'm just going to give you the gift, give you the money, go get it.
Which is just ruins Christmas, don't
Which
you think?
she does. I know she was wrapping gifts and saying, if he only gets me this, oh my God, he better not have I already figured out who had her because I watch faces when these things are going around. I knew who had me. I knew who had whom.
Yeah.
I was all like, oh, I know who had whom. Everybody, yeah. Oh, I got it. I nailed it. I knew everybody who had it.
I knew you didn't have me, but it still was a possibility because he liked to play games with people. Okay? And the holiday that I love the most, my birthday's in the same month.
So is mine.
But you
Mine
don't
is
care.
even closer.
But you don't care about these holidays like I do.
I care about the holidays. I just don't go. Look, I just don't let Hallmark control my world. Okay? That's about. They're not gonna tell me.
I don't go extremely crazy because we have a budget. We obviously are smart spenders here.
Right.
But still, we just like Christmas more than you do.
No.
How many times in a month did we have to cuss you out about the Christmas spirit?
That's what I love. That's the part about it that I love.
Okay.
It's like, oh yeah, they really think I hate this. This is beautiful.
Well, you're not fooling me again this year.
Christmas
That's all I'm
morning
saying.
is good. By the way, this is the 3 years I've
Yeah.
done the same thing, and
2 years.
it's worked the same way every time. And I just
It
get on
ain't
the
gonna
feet.
work this year.
Watch.
It ain't gonna work for me. My mom, that's between you and her. Cause she'll
I've been
cuss you
doing it
out
for years,
regardless.
and I've been very successful at it. It ain't stopping now.
Whose
Trust me.
goal is to be the Grinch? Like, what is wrong with you?
I don't know. Let's go.
All right, let's roll into formation.
Yeah. The producer's like, damn, 20 minutes later.
I know. All right,
but-
so remember earlier how I said the reason I did that thread is because it's going to tie into formation.
Mm-hmm.
So VA's formation, today's formation is going to be the VA proposes to exempt veterans from paying copays for certain whole health well-being services. So now, what is whole health? Whole health is everything outside of your specialty requirements. If, just going in for a regular primary care, whatever, 6 months, every 6 months you do that, or every year. So just an overall wellness check, or yearly, whatever, right? Now, not about if your knee is bad or if your back is bad, just your overall well-being.
Well, it depends on the veteran themselves, because your primary care might tell you, I'll see you in 4 months.
Yes, that's true. It
Yeah.
does. So that's the whole thing. So one, this is a new initiative of the ongoing administration to really bring veterans in and copays.
In the new administration?
No, ongoing administration.
Okay.
So Biden-Harris. To bring veterans in, and one thing they realize is copays deter you from coming, even if it's something as small as $10. So the whole health is to come in, because a lot of veterans only go in, oh, my back hurt. Go in and get your whole check, wellness check, mental health. They want you to start going. So they want to exempt copays. And obviously, if you're a veteran, that's 100%. You won't have copays. We know that. For the ones that do have copays, no matter how small it is, this is the initiative for it. And something that they want to bring efforts to is if you don't go to the VA, then those changes that we're complaining about, they won't be made. So in an act to get you to come more to the VA is lessen the copays. And then when you go to the VA for what those whole health checks, those issues that you see with your primary care, with how slow the service is, with how the staff treats you, that is what they want you to complain about. Because if you don't make those complain, then the VA as a whole do not get those changes implemented, right?
Because they think everything is working.
Exactly.
And
a lot of people don't even go because they're like, it takes forever. And yes, not all VA works the same, and we're fortunate enough to have one. But if you don't go at all and you just complain on social media, how will the VA make the changes?
They need a social media account.
Which they do. They do have one.
Read the comments, damn it. Because, and the VA should, if they don't already have it, they should implement a social media account that they can keep track of what veterans are complaining about.
Yeah.
Because like you said, I'm over it. I speak to people. Not everyone is like that.
Exactly.
People don't want to say what's bothering them.
Yes, that's
We're
true.
more a society of go along to get along.
Yeah.
And that is why we get...
Especially veterans that look like us.
Oh, God, yes. Oh, to say the least.
I know.
So, but, yeah, so the VA should go have a social media account.
Yeah.
Make it work, VA. Make it work.
And the more you go, the more veterans go, the lower the cost of everything will be eventually, right?
Right.
So just make use of going to the VA, like I said, not just for your service-connected issues, but to go in like you would a primary care. Go see them. They have them there. And once again, they have what is the office called for complaints?
For complaints?
Like if you want to go, what is it?
Or if you want to complain or something?
Report.
Something complaints. That's what I'm calling it.
Complaint. There's a specific office, like I'll probably put it in the comments if I remember, that you go to. It's usually in the entrance of the VA somewhere there that you go to and say, hey, my primary care X, Y, and Z. Hey, this, and that. You have to make those complaints for the VA to make changes.
To include get rid of your primary care if they're not doing
if
what
they're not good, you can get a new one, cycle them out as much as you can. You do not have to stick with the one that they give you. The same way, even in counting mental health professionals as well, if you do not click with them, change them out.
That in particular, mental health care provider, that individual, if you don't click with that person, I'd rather know that you complain and change them out than you ended up on the sidewalk because you did not get the proper help that you need.
Exactly. Look.
Because that's what happens.
It does. It does happen, but we can look, the VA and just in general when it comes to the field of medicine, it's never going to be perfect. You're not all doctors are going to care so much to help everybody.
Correct.
Some of them, let's be honest, are in it just because the pay is high or the pay is good.
Yep.
Right? And the same way you'll cycle through who you like and don't like in life, do the same thing. Yep. If you don't mesh with a partner, you're going to break up with them. Same thing with mental health, same thing with primary care. With all of them, there's multiple of them. And here's the thing, if the VA cannot provide you with the care, tell them to send you out to the community. Care in the community exists for a reason. If the VA facility isn't working for you and they don't have enough doctors or whatever the case may be, request care in the community. That's when they send you to a private doctor. Usually for us it's Yale or somebody else, whatever is in your state, they will send you to those. That works alongside with the VA. And you could cycle to them as well. If they don't work, complain and move on to the next one.
What she said.
Everything will be in the description box if you want to read further into the requirements for the whole health services.
There we go.
All right, let's go into hot topic.
There we go.
This one is hot. So, everybody knows what's going on right now is the confirmation for Hegseth, right?
Okay.
And this particular is because one of the main things on him is his views, let's say, on women, on LGBTQ people, plus on black and brown people. Anybody that does not look like a white man, pretty much. Mm-hmm. So,
go ahead.
One of my biggest issues with him is he gets to say, oh, women complicate-ish, they're not competent, they make things harder. And as a female that served, we know what it means like to just get belittled regardless, just by existing. You can run a better PFT, you could do more than the men, you can carry the whole platoon on your back and you still will not get the same credit as men do. So to then have your now possible boss come in and tell you that he does not care, a man that has sexual assault issues that happen in the military that no one got taken care of, that's also a big issue. And the reason I bring it up is our senator here in Connecticut, Senator Blumenthal, pushes on that because sexual assault in the military is such a big issue.
There are many big issues in the military
One
that
of them.
This guy totally chooses to turn a blind eye on. Now, I heard him in his confirmation saying that the reason why, he's looking at can a woman carry enough equipment like a man, the weight issues, right? And, he says, I don't care if it's a male, female, race, it's can you carry. And I'm like, well, why does race have anything to do with if you could carry equipment?
Exactly.
So what he said it,
Right.
So my thing is, well, I don't know. This guy, but I do know. So let me back that up. This guy, in my opinion, is not qualified to run the U.S. military. I think the mindset is the mindset of the 50s, the 1950s, and if not earlier. And we have evolved. We don't use bayonets anymore.
Right.
We have super weapons.
Exactly.
That's called evolution. We have evolved with weaponry. Therefore, our mindset have to evolve to use those weaponry.
Right.
I heard one senator say, highlighted, that women in combat has actually helped because they can go into certain areas where the Taliban were and talk to the women, the wives of these guys.
I remember that
and
happening.
get that information that they can now come back with, whereas we could not get that intel
with men.
with men talking because
Exactly.
women are not going to talk to a guy.
Right.
But she could go and talk to the wife or the girlfriend or whomever, the significant other, the mother or whomever.
Right.
So that's a huge advantage.
It is.
And especially if you know today's world, we're built on information. Our best strategies is based on the intel we have.
Right.
I don't care if you're going to walk down the block. If you got intel that there's a shootout down the block, that stops you from going down there.
Right.
That's information, intel. So I'm using it as basic as such to let you know that intel rules. So if you can get women in the military to talk, it makes us a better military.
Right.
So to hear, I will evaluate where women are needed. Women are needed in all areas.
I personally think that his issue with women is obviously the case that he had in the military, right? The sexual assault case that was thrown out, but he was not cleared. They just said they didn't have enough information. But he had that issue, and so many others think, oh, women just cry about this. And if you don't get what you want with women in the military, that automatically means we shouldn't have them.
Yeah.
But women who are in the military are not there to be your playthings. You know what I mean? Like, why are you so upset about women in the military? And then doubles and say, well, some of the women I served with were like the best thing. Does that make any sense?
Well, when you're going through a confirmation hearing,
Of course, you
it's
gotta
about
sound good.
You say what these guys will say, whatever it is. It's like, well, at the end of the day, he's going for a job, and he's, like in most job interviews, people lie.
Right.
People lie.
He's been saved by Jesus, according to him.
Listen. If I'm going to be deacon of the big church down the block that I hear makes so much money, well, y'all don't know how much I've been saved.
But hey,
No.
even still, all that aside, him serving in the military should not be enough to make him qualify for this job.
Right.
Because that means everybody else who served in the military should have an opportunity to be defense secretary.
Right.
That's his only experience he's had. Because let's be honest, the other ones that he's had as a veteran has not worked. He's failed he's failed at keeping veteran nonprofits alive. He ran them into bankruptcy. So what does that even say?
It says that we need qualified people to be at the helm of our military.
Right.
That's what it says. All right. Once again, it was a lot of fun.
Sorry, before you wrap up, I just had a question real quick. In bringing Pete Hegseth up, for the women that are already signed up to go to boot camp and for the women that are thinking about serving, I just want to know, how do you feel if he is confirmed, knowing that you're the boss, the person that's in charge of whatever happens to you, how comfortable do you feel going into the military knowing you'll be serving someone that sees you as incompetent and will not care for the things that could possibly happen to you in the military?
Wow, what she said. That's huge.
That's it.
So on that note,
don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
that's what she said. All right, people, it was a lot of fun hanging out here with you guys once again as we salute the men and women who wore and are still wearing the U.S. military uniform. We salute you once again.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Here we go! 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 Here we go!